Welcome back. I'm really excited to share one of my favorite topics with you, which is sketching to scale. I really enjoy drawing window treatments on graph paper to scale to show the client what their future window treatments will look like in their home, and they get so excited when they see their drawings. By using the graph paper, I can draw specific details, really pointing out the differences in the window heights and the door heights from wall to wall, because not every window and door is installed at the same level. And so by drawing all of these details on the graph paper and then adding the window treatments, the client will see exactly how their window treatments will look. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly step by step how I drew these relaxed Roman shades. First, I'm going to draw out the frame of the window, and I decided to make each square equal 3 inches, which is a case-by-case decision. Sometimes I go with a 5-inch square, but in this case, these were smaller than the normal drawing, smaller windows than the normal drawings that I do. So 3 inches worked best. So I'm basically drawing the window frame, the top and the bottom of the window, the mullions between the windows, the left and right. And I'm not using any special tools or pencils. I just like a sharp number 2 pencil or whatever I have in my pen box at the time, and graph paper, straight edge, and then I count out the squares to equal the distance I'm drawing. And then once I have the window frame into place, then I start thinking about what the drapery or valance in this case is going to look like, and decide where to start, which part of the drawing to start with. And in this case, there's a little cornice at the top, so I'm going to draw out that line to represent the 3-inch cornice. Since the finished length of the cornice is 3 inches, it takes up one whole square. And then the next step is to decide where the little nail heads that are going to go on to the cornices, where those nail heads will go. And we knew we wanted 2 on each of the smaller windows, and at first I was playing with the idea of 4 on the middle cornice, but then I changed my mind and went with 3. So I had to equal the spacing to make a pleasing balance between the spacing of the middle cornice and the spacing on the little side cornices. Once I had that determined, then I just drew them a little bit darker and then drew a line to represent the little banding that's going to go underneath the nail head. Stay tuned till the end of the video to see the installed valances that turned out really cute. And you'll see how in this bay window area, the valances are inside mount, and then the other section of the room has 3 French doors, which are outside mount. So first we're dealing here with the inside mount bay window, which is a smaller area, so the finished length is shorter than the valances on the French doors. And so here I'm working on the curved bottom section of the relaxed Roman, and also drawing in the little box pleats at the ends. A drawing like this really helps to illustrate the difference between a larger window next to a smaller window, when you have a curved bottom, the client can decide at this point if they would rather have that center valance be split into two valances where each curved section would be more similar in size to the side windows rather than one elongated curve at the bottom. Now that I'm happy with the shape of the curves at the bottom, I'm adding in skinny lines to represent fullness, which means that the fabric will stack up at the bottom and there will be several folds of fabric stacking up at the bottom, and each skinny line represents a fold. These are almost complete now. I'm going to add one more curved line at the bottom to represent a contrast welt in a cinnamon color linen that will be the same fabric used in the little band behind the nail heads on the cornice. The rest of the fabric is a solid white linen, so it's going to be a pop of color at the bottom and a pop of color behind the nail heads, and then also a welt at the top and bottom of each cornice. And I don't color my drawings on purpose because I want to show the details of the pencil lines, and I want to be able to change the drawing if necessary, so I don't use any color. A couple of diagonal lines will make the glass look like there is a reflection. And now I am folding the lines in between the windows just to be able to mimic the bay window. So when I'm presenting this to the client, I can stand up the piece of paper so it almost looks 3D, just like the bay window with the angled corners. Ta-da! Next, we'll start the French doors. If you are still with me and you made it to the end of the video, here's the finished valances all installed, looking really good. And I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Thank you so much.